Thank you, everybody, for coming to our next East Coast College Series webinar. My name is Liz Laporte, and I'm so happy to welcome the new school. Brennan Jung is here to tell us all about this innovative and creative school. I've been doing college advising since 2012. I'd love to share information with everybody through my newsletter and webinars like these. Stay tuned for some upcoming webinars. We're focusing, as you know, on the East Coast, and SUNY Stony Brook is up next, and the dates will be announced later on. So please feel free to reach out to Brennan Jung. He is the Assistant Director of Admissions. He's a very interesting person, and I'm hoping he'll tell you a little bit about his own background. And his email is below, and I'm sure he welcomes all kinds of questions and inquiries. Brennan, thanks so much for being here. I look forward to your presentation.
Thanks, Liz. Let me share my screen really fast. Okay, hey everyone. So yes, I'm Brennan. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for the New Schools College of Performing Arts. I specifically spearhead the School of Jazz and Contemporary Music and our master's programs. And yeah, I'm a graduate of the new school. I went to our dual degree program. I got a degree in improvised music and a degree in psychology. I did that all within 5 years, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So yeah, just kind of jumping right into it. The new school is comprised of 5 colleges and schools, 3 of which offer traditional 4-year full-time bachelor's degree programs. These 3 are Eugene Lang College of Liberal Arts, Parsons School of Design, and the College of Performing Arts. In addition to our campus in New York City, we also have a Parsons campus in Paris, aptly named Parsons Paris. Parsons Paris offers both bachelor's and master's programs. When you're applying, I'll get into this later, but the Parsons Paris and the New York campus are 2 separate applications. So you can apply to either one. It's not a whole thing. Oh, sorry, animations got ahead of me. So as a whole, we really champion this concept that yes, we are different schools, but we are one whole university. So when I say this, I mean, there's a lot of interdisciplinary work. We really love the fact that we are a larger comprehensive university, and we want students to be able to pick and choose and kind of create their own adventure throughout their tenure at the school. So just because you're at the liberal arts school, that doesn't mean you're just taking classes at the liberal arts school. You can poach from Parsons School of Design. You can poach from the College of Performing Arts. It's really whatever you want to do, there's a pathway and options for you to do that. So yeah, one university. Students at the new school study a variety of disciplines. So mainly design, business, social natural sciences, humanities, performance art, music, dramatic arts. Everyone's doing different things. And again, we love students that are really interested in combining these different aspects of art and design and figuring out how they can do multiple things at once to inspire them. So overall, we're 10,000 students, approximately 8,000 of whom are undergrads. Students come from all over the country and the world. We're one of the most diverse universities in the country. 116 countries represent us, and we really love this diversity. We really want students that are thinking about society and thinking about how their work is a reflection of society, and how they can incorporate these themes in their work. So yeah, usually now I ask by a show of hands who's interested in what school, so I can figure out what we want to talk about, but I'll talk about everything. It seems like we have some music folks, so maybe I'll focus on that a little bit. So just going to our history a little bit, we were founded about a century ago, or I guess a little over a century ago now, by faculty that came down from Columbia University. These faculty were really frustrated by the timidity of intellectual and traditional institutions. And we're really frustrated with just higher education as a whole. So this concept of the new school is really a new school. They envisioned a school where students and faculty were peers. They were talking about what's going on in society. They were working together to champion different things and just question what's happening. So this kind of courageous intellect is still a spirit of today. We're all thinking, we're all peers, we're all working together, finding our mentors, doing this thing in order to push whatever industry you're in further. So, we really value academic rigor and creative exploration, multidimensional study. These are kind of the things that define our university, and hence the name, the new school. We really want to uproot traditional higher ed values. So yeah, these themes kind of carry throughout our majors. As you can see here, just a list of most of our majors. Stuff ranges from contemporary dance at the liberal arts school to the harpsichord at the performing arts. And of course, most people know us for our design school, fashion design, and all of our fashion and design programs. So I'll get into our liberal arts school, Lang, now. Lang offers an experience designed for fiercely independent scholars. So offering programs that study within the humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences. Our coursework is almost all seminar based. So there are some lecture classes. I believe students are required to take 2 big lecture classes, but within that, there will be seminars. And again, the goal of this is we're peers. Most of our faculty are part-time faculty. This is an intentional choice because we want faculty to really take on that mentor role, to get our students into New York City, to get them into the industry that they want to be in. And within that, students are kind of encouraged to put courses together in a way that makes sense to them. So if you're into creative writing, you can really follow down the niches that you're interested in, find the professors that you really mesh with, and put your schedule together like that. So yes, there's this prescribed core kind of like you need to take a certain amount of English classes and stuff like that, but they're very niche. It's a very open curriculum. Again, it's really a choose your own adventure, and whatever is relevant to you, we want to make sure that you have the accessibility to do that. So going into the College of Performing Arts, this is comprised of 3 schools: Mannes School of Music, which is our classical conservatory, the School of Drama, and the School of Jazz and Contemporary Music. College of Performing Arts takes a pretty unique approach to training tomorrow's professional performing artists. So it's interdisciplinary, it's studio-based structures, and it kind of ensures that our students are given a strong foundation in order to take authentic risks and to combine whatever practices that they want to. We really value individuals' voices, and we want to address what it means to find your own voice and that kind of reflection that it takes from, you're building up this tradition and this technical ability and proficiency, and then, questioning how you figure out who you are in that, how you figure out who you are in a performing artist industry. Beyond that, students of the College of Performing Arts are encouraged to explore their own talents and disciplines, construct new disciplines, construct new rhythms, inventive compositions, original means of expression. All of these themes are kind of carried throughout the College of Performing Arts. Beyond that, we're very entrepreneurial focused, because being a performing artist today is very difficult and you have to wear a lot of different hats. So we want to make sure that you have the tools and the connections in order to graduate and be successful in this industry. So moving on to Parsons, this is our largest school within the new school. It's about 5,000 students across undergrad and graduate programs. And this is our design school. So students are making all the time, they're designing, it's really hands-on. Comparatively, Parsons Paris is one of our smallest schools with just under 300 students, and students can spend all 4 years at our Paris campus or apply for a study abroad term there. So yes, it is a separate application. If you get admitted to Parsons Paris, you will be going to Paris. But if you're just admitted to the New York City campus, you can apply for a study abroad term there. English is taught at the Parsons Paris campus, or it's, yeah, not English is taught, but it's everything is taught in English, so you don't have to know French. Um, so yeah, Parsons first year is a really foundational year. So coming into Parsons, everyone is taking the same classes, no matter what major you're going into. This common first year experience is seminar based. So it's seminars in art and design, theory, criticism, writing, along with course studio, art, and business courses. And again, the goal with this is creating that foundation, that technical foundation, in order to make what you want and design what you want completely authentically. We want to make sure everyone has, the same opportunities and is at the same level before they start taking risks and start figuring out who they are in a design or art world. After that, it's very making focused, as I said before. So you'll be taking classes that are 8 hours long where you're just creating. You'll be given space, you'll be given materials, and you'll just be making as much as possible. Beyond that, again, entrepreneurially, there's so many opportunities. Industry leaders come to us, they are teaching classes, they're asking for internships. And our goal is, New York City is our campus. And we understand that. We understand that as a student, you're also a person, and we want to get you out there. So we want to prepare you entrepreneurially to get out there and live your life and create and make it and do that whole thing. Yeah, so if you're interested in it, we also have 5-year programs. This is the BA BFA pathway, which I did, and the BA MA pathway. The BA BFA pathway, which we call BAFA, is designed for students who want a comprehensive education in liberal arts in either music or visual arts. It's a 5-year program, culminates in both a BA from our liberal arts school, Eugene Lang, and a BFA from either Parsons or the School of Jazz and Contemporary Music. So those are the only options you can do. If you go into the School of Jazz, you can also get a degree from the liberal arts school. If you go into Parsons, you can also get a degree at the liberal arts school, or vice versa. And then we also have a bunch of different bachelor's master's programs. For example, we have a master's in music and entrepreneurship at the College of Performing Arts, and you can tag this along with your 4-year college degree. So instead of taking 6 years to get, your bachelor's and then a 2 years master's programs, you'll be getting a BA and an MA in 5 years. So you'll be incorporating those classes as you complete your tenure at the school. Yeah, and all undergrad students can choose from more than 50 university minors in a variety of disciplines. Popular minors include communication design, psychology, creative entrepreneurship. And beyond that, just because we have this whole interdisciplinary thing, you don't have to minor in something to be able to take those classes. You can take your elective credits at any of the schools that you wish. We do have a study away program, as I kind of mentioned before. You can go to Parsons Paris, College of Performing Arts. You can go to Amsterdam. We have an exchange program with the Amsterdam Conservatory. I tend to find that students don't really take advantage of the study away or study abroad programs, just because when it becomes available to you in your upper years at the school, your junior or senior year, you're kind of already in New York and you're in communities and you're doing your whole thing. You've established yourself as a creative in New York City, and you don't really want to leave, which is kind of a nice insight into what we're about and what how we're preparing you for the future. It's always a good sign when people don't want to leave the city, I guess. Yeah, so we are an urban campus. We don't really have a traditional campus. It's pretty hard to do that in New York. So yeah, most of our buildings are within this 5-block radius. We have dorms on campus. There's about 4 dorms, 2 of which are new buildings. So you're not living in like a gross 1900s rat-infested New York City building. And their housing is guaranteed for first-year students. That doesn't mean you have to take it, but if you want to, you can't live on the dorms. There's meal plans. Our cafeteria has really nice food. But yeah, we are definitely a commuter campus. So after that first year, people move to Brooklyn, people move to Harlem or the Upper East Side, anything like that. You just get more bang for your buck in the city. And as you move there and kind of explore different neighborhoods, you get a feel for the different communities in each neighborhood, and you'll find where your people are, and you want to go to them. So yeah, just looking at some of our facilities. This is our university center, where the cafeteria is and a lot of the departments classes are. Um, Beyond our facilities, you also have access to all of NYU's facilities, to the Cooper Union, the New York Historical Society libraries, and just all of the NYC conservatorium. So yeah, some of our making centers. Again, whatever you need, we probably have. Exhibition spaces. So we want to make sure that you don't just graduate with a portfolio, but you graduate with gallery work. We have spaces for you to do that. So these are curated by our students and shows are put on. We have more than 4,000 square feet of exhibition space that you will be utilizing. And we also have many theaters. We have one of the largest private theaters in New York City, and you'll be putting on shows all the time. That's our whole thing, is we want to make sure that you are creating, you're getting out there and putting on performances, putting on exhibitions, doing concerts as much as possible. Yeah, we also have a lot of different public programs, excuse me. This is Tishman Auditorium. This is the largest performance venue in Lower Manhattan. Our public programs, you'll have opportunities to hear from these industry leaders that we have partnerships with. So a lot of Nobel laureates, Oscar winners, authors, designers, and a lot of past New School alumni. We have 58 people on the Forbes 30 under 30, and they love to just come and help out and connect with current students because our current students push them and they want to create these relationships. Yeah, here's just some of the internships that people have had in the past couple of years. We've interned at more than 1,200 different companies in the city. This includes like Marc Jacobs, HBO, New York Times, MoMA, the Met Opera, Democracy Now. A lot of our fashion kids do stuff with the New York Fashion Week, Jazz at Lincoln Center, all these places. Again, we're in the city and people really love that we're thinking outside the box a lot. So they come to us and ask for students. Yeah, lots of career development. You'll have access to our job site, all these things, success advising. Once you graduate, there's a career advisor that you can talk to. Again, we really want to set you up to succeed in whatever industry you want to go into. Yeah, faculty leading the field. As I mentioned before, our faculty, most of them are part-time faculty. And again, this is a really intentional choice. We want them to not only be educators, but we want them to be, engaged with what's going on in the society, engaged with becoming that mentor and making sure that you have the skills and the connections that you need in order to succeed. So yeah, quickly, just tuition and fees. Sorry, this says 2021 to 2022, but the numbers are accurate. So yeah, we are super expensive. We don't hide that fact. And our financial aid office is amazing at maximizing FAFSA, and merit scholarships are available to every single student. When you apply, you're automatically considered for these. So based on your portfolio and your essays, you'll be awarded these scholarships. We really want to make it fully accessible and easy to come to our school. Yeah, I kind of mentioned this already. So yeah, this is just an investment in your future. Obviously, upwards of $75,000 a year not only includes tuition, but also housing and transportation costs, foods, and all of that. So, we really like to think of this as an investment. We do have early action and regular decision. We don't have early action for all of our programs. So yeah, it's just Lang, Parsons, and drama. So College of Performing Arts kids, if you're not applying to drama, you can't do early action. And then regular decision, we're the same as all schools. We want to make sure that you're not too stressed out and thrown a curveball by us. And we don't really look at early action and regular decision as we don't favor one or the other, really. But you can apply either. Admission dates, November 1st, just again, classic stuff. You've seen it all before. Yeah, undergrad applications. So apply under the new school for all programs. You're going to be asked to write a why the new school essay. I always suggest for this essay, kind of reflect on the big why of why you want to go into design, why you want to go into art, that kind of thing. Figure out how we can help you achieve your goals. And then letters of recs, your portfolio. We're no longer doing the Parsons challenge for Parsons applicants. So that's incorrect. Portfolio is just 8 to 12 pieces. Again, I like to say, think about that big why. Show us your creative process. We want to see how you think. I always suggest that students should take a video of them flipping through their sketchbook, because we learn as much about you from the doodle you did on a day where you're feeling really shitty, compared to, something that you've been working on for 3 years. We really love individuality. We really want students to just be unapologetically themselves. And we find that, we can learn this through your creative process and just how you think. So, try and show that. Then audition, additional materials for the College of Performing Arts. So there's a couple specific essays, and the audition materials are all different compared to, or not compared, they're all specific for what instrument you're auditioning on. Yeah, and I think that is all. If I see there's a question in the chat. How easy or hard is it to find housing after the first year? Are the dorms available in years 2 to 4 through 5? Yes, dorms are available. We have graduate student dorms where also upperclassmen live. It's in that big university center that I showed a couple times. It's the big funky looking glass building. Housing it's New York City, so it's hard to find, but you get used to how to go about it. New York has a bunch of different specific apps, housing apps and websites and stuff like that. So we have our own little private version of Zillow that people go off of. Craigslist is your friend. It just depends on neighborhoods, really. And it's expensive. I just moved to a new apartment, and it wasn't that hard to find. It was just, it took some time. And it definitely moves fast. So you have to be ready to move in when you sign. Yeah, does anyone have any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question, Brennan. Can you talk a little bit about your own experience at the new school and where you came from in your creative process in high school, and then kind of throughout the years that you were there?
Totally. So I went to Berkeley High. I'm a drummer, and I really wanted to go to one of the three big conservatories in New York. And I was looking at the new school because I wanted this foundation in improvised music and being really proficient at my instrument. And then I wanted to think about how I can push music further and explore different avenues. Beyond that, I really wanted a school that ingrains you into the community. And the new school does that so well. Specifically at the College of Performing Arts, or at the School of Jazz rather, you can pick your private teachers from anyone in New York City. So whatever avenue I wanted to go down, I could go down. My experience was, it was hard moving to New York from Berkeley. But the community is really fantastic. I say even now when I step out of the apartment, I run into someone that I know went to the school, or one of my friends from the school. It seems like everyone sticks together. Yes, it can get lonely at times, but people all understand this, and they're all going through the same thing. So that, everyone wants to look out for each other. I would say my experience at the school was really amazing. I got to pick and choose, and I got exposed to so many different things almost immediately that it was a little overwhelming. But then you find your niche, and you go down all your different little rabbit holes, and you come out with this like just vast exposure, and your mind has kind of exploded for all the things that you can do. I felt that a lot of my learning happened during the summers and breaks, because you're getting exposed to so much stuff during the semester. It's like when you actually have some downtime to synthesize and figure out how you want to use what you've learned to fuel your own art, that's kind of when it happens. And it's forever changing. It really set me up to just explore New York in a different way. I really think that we love this idea of, yes, you're a college student and you're going to be learning a bunch of stuff, but you're also a person. And we want to make sure that you being a person is kind of the forefront of your education. So
And,
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
sorry. So Brennan, did you go into other types of music? Before the webinar, you said you were doing some other kinds of music, electronic or something along those lines.
Yeah. So I studied improvised music, but I'm
Mm.
mostly in like the indie singer-songwriter world now, which is what I grew up playing and what I love. I do a lot of improvised music. I make my own synthesizers, I make my own drum and bass beats and stuff like that. I'm a recording musician. I wear a lot of different hats. Yeah.
Great, great. So just or two other questions. Can you talk a little bit about Greenwich Village, that area for folks who are not quite so familiar with it?
Yeah, the village is amazing. It's kind of, I mean, it's a very historic place. It's where, so much literature has come out of, so many artists, so much kind of like anarchist art and design has come out of Greenwich. And it still feels like that. It feels like most of the stuff that's going on is happening in the blocks that our school is. I don't I know a lot about the history of the village, but I don't really
Yeah.
want to go down my whole history spiel.
Okay. Lastly, are there any events or info sessions or student panels that West Coast kids should be looking out for?
Yeah, we have info sessions all the time. I believe we have them twice a month for every single school. So you can just like go on our website, you can Google it, they're available. For the West Coast kids, it's really school specific. So we have like West Coast auditions and stuff like that for our college performing arts kids, and portfolio days and everything like that for the Parsons kids. In terms of like public programming, all of our stuff is live streamed and recorded. So again, just
Hmm.
you can go on our schedule and figure out some stuff that you're into and check it out.
Great. And you mentioned you were going to be in the East Bay, Berkeley area soon.
Yeah, I head to the Bay on Sunday. I'll be at Berkeley High doing some stuff with the jazz kids on Monday. But I'll be around. Yeah, I'm staying with my dad in Rockridge. So if
Okay,
people want to get a coffee or whatever, let me know. Yeah.
that's fantastic. Brennan, thank you again for taking the time to, you know, inform us about this super creative campus. I mean, it just sounds like an excellent education, both for life and for your education. So I really appreciate it.
Totally. Thank you.
Let's
Oh, looks
let
like we have a question in the chat.
other
Are there
question. Yeah,
internship opportunities part of the curriculum? Yes. Internships are totally part of the curriculum. We want you to go get them, and doing an internship can be considered credit. So if you do an unpaid internship, depending on what they would pay you, that goes in as credits. So this can be up to 8 credits, which is like half of your load if you want it to be. It can be 8 all the way to 1 or even 0. You can take a internship and just put it into your schedule. So yeah, we want internships to be part of your experience for sure.
great, great. Okay, so if there are no other questions, I'll say goodbye and let's keep in touch. And I'm hoping to send some really wonderful students to you in the next couple of months.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
Okay, all right, take care.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.